can't stand it, I can't take it anymore, not anymore. No one said that this would get easy. No one said this wouldn't get hard. Brush it off and roll up your sleeves now. It's a shot in the dark till you get what you want.
Welcome back to the premier college football podcast. No, I'm not naked, but I'm pretty close. I am your host, Johnny B. I am playing hurt, as you can see by my name. It's okay. I play hurt better than most people play fucking 100%. I'm the fucking greatest gambler in the history of the world. Listen, my bad day is going 3-3. It's not a big deal. I'm 30. What am I now? Hold on. 34, 23. No, excuse me. 37, 23, and 2. And that's after a 3-3 week, which isn't a good week. It's not a bad week. It's not 5-0. But listen, everybody has a down week. We saw that in college football. Oklahoma loses, they get out of the top 10. When I lose, I'm still 50%, and I'm still way almost at 60% for the year. So it doesn't really matter. I'm still in the game. I'm still the best at what I do. My hair's all fucked up. My ankle's the size of a softball, but I still bring the heat. What's up, guys?
We're here. We made it. Right,
I'm doing
DA?
this on my bed.
I like how you say you play hurt, but yesterday you totally...
Listen, yesterday I couldn't even wipe my ass.
Well, as long as
Tuesday here, bud. Come on now.
When we give him an extra day, he can play hurt. You know, that's how it works. We move back to game time, right?
Give me that extra day.
So, and JC, who was ready to go yesterday, can't make it today, but that's all right. I think since we're playing hurt and we're doing whatever, if we want to hit some of the big hitters, our draft today is going to be the who's not back draft because there are so many fucking contenders. Year after year, this is the week where all the teams are not fucking back. So I want to actually jump right into the buck stops here because all of us were shit with our picks last week. I don't think anybody did better than 50-50. So
listen, before we do anything, I'm going to give my picks right now while they're in my head and while they're fresh. I don't care what my record is. I'm going to go undefeated this week. My pick is Texas A&M over Prairieville A&M because I'm going to pick that game. That's my lock. And my upset is Utah over Oregon. Thank you very much. Have a good day. I'm going to go 3-0. I don't care what my record is. That's 2 picks right there.
Well, and so last week, Johnny, your 2 picks were Virginia to upset Notre Dame.
Yeah, that's called a hedge.
That was a hedge. Fair enough. And you picked Texas, and I fucking called it. You picking Texas is the fucking curse of all curses, and I am here for it. It is so good to watch that shit in overtime.
Every time I bet on or pick Texas, they lose.
They lost to Kansas on a 2-point conversion. Fucking unbelievable.
They lost to the worst Power 5 team in the history of Power 5 football.
A 1-8 Power 5 teams on top of
At home.
At home. God, it was so good. TA, I think, what did you say? You said you got like a half chub just watching that?
I popped real hard when the 2-point conversion happened. I was like, suckers!
I was at the bar. Johnny was injured, so he couldn't go to the bar, but I went to the bar, met a few lovely people who were all betting on Kansas because why wouldn't you? And we fucking watched it happen real time. Great shit. And it was even better because I said it last week. I rewatched the film. Johnny, I was like, you're going to have trouble. It's going to blow up in your face. And you're like, you really think Kansas could beat Texas? I said, no. But when you pick Texas, they can lose to Kansas.
I am the Texas jinx, and I will ride that all the way.
It's so good. It's the best jinx to have. So,
I think it's 3-0 this year.
It very well may be. So you're at 8-9. I believe T actually went 50-50 for once, like ever.
I did.
Yeah. So UTSA held out. Yep. UTSA held out, though we were worried. It was close. And then you picked what was the big upset? Oh, you picked the Purdue train. That's right. So,
Purdue's pathetic.
Well, fun fact of the day, since Johnny and I were listening to The Weakest Link while waiting for TA to get on, the first and last astronaut to walk on the moon both went to Purdue University.
Yeah, knew
what
that.
A pathetic. What a pathetic school.
And I went 1-1 because, of course, I picked against Georgia because I figured Why the fuck not? It's all right. JC went 0 for 2. 0 for 2. So he's leaving the door open.
I'm telling you right now, Texas A&M wins over a very hard Prairie View A&M. Very good HBCU. Very good. And guaranteed Utah beats Oregon. Guaranteed.
Okay, but that's your upset, right? That's worth 2 points.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Just making sure. Because you say it's guaranteed, but that would make it a lock. And we're not calling it a lock because that's not how this works. So,
no, my A&M pick is definitely not the upset pick.
I mean, I figured not, but I wanted to make sure. So we can't pick any of the matches, the games that are currently going right now. So no Maction or true Maction anyway. TA, who do you want to pick for this week?
Okay. Well, I kind of hinted to it last night when we were talking. I'm going to go Iowa State's going to totally upset Oklahoma State. Do number 8 ranked team. And my lock, who does BYU play? Oh yeah, I already picked BYU. Damn it.
Didn't you already pick them?
Cincinnati I've done. Notre Dame I've done. Texas A&M you've done. Done San Diego State. Fuck.
And I wouldn't sleep on that Georgia Southern team. They upset Coastal. It was a close game still.
Is he frozen or is he just thinking?
He's got a brain freeze.
I got a brain freeze because what I will do is I will go the opposite way and say Oregon's going to win over Utah.
We're in a lock battle.
This is the first time all year we've done this. So this is one person's got, so no matter what, someone's getting a point out of this, but Johnny might get 2 because he's picking the upset. He's picking the underdog. So that'll be very interesting. And let's see, that's 7:30 on Saturday. Yeah, that's gonna be good shit. All right, so my picks, I mean, whatever. There's no picking with the heart at this point. Season's over as far as I'm concerned. But my upset's gonna be Illinois over Iowa. Because best 4-win team in the nation is going to play still one of the most overrated teams in the nation.
Oh, yeah. And the best 3-win team is Nebraska. They're going to beat Wisconsin. So it's going to be a great week.
Yeah, exactly. But I think I should pick a lock as well. So my lock, there's so many good ones. I haven't picked Mississippi State yet this year. They're at home against Tennessee State. So that seems like a decent.
Pick the SEC school over the Trump. That's what I did.
That's what I'm saying.
That burned me so many times already this season, so there's no dice for me.
Let's see. I feel like I could pick a better one though. Here's my lock. Here's an easy lock. All right, Notre Dame at home versus Georgia Tech.
No. Flag on the play. Not allowed.
I'm glad Notre Dame all year.
Not allowed to.
Coin flip.
Not allowed to.
How many times do you pick Miami this year?
Yeah, but I'm right and you're Rob. Switch it right now.
That is a great fucking line. Jesus, that line is so good. Fine, I will change it because that line is amazing.
You're welcome.
Because I'm right and you're Rob. Holy shit. All right.
Just
fine,
take Mississippi State for the easy win.
No, I'll pick one a little closer to home because so JC's not here, so I got to do one for him. I will take as my lock UCF at home over UConn.
Good.
And if that curses them, then, well, what are you going to fucking do? So, all right.
Good
we
pick.
got that out of the way. Yeah, I know. Well, I had to pick someone's homer, right? It couldn't be your homer. Fine. It'll be JC's homer. All right, guys. So, with that said, we got the new college football playoff rankings, And despite craziness, as always, a bunch of bullshit, a bunch of people not being back, the top 7 have not changed one iota. What are your thoughts on that?
Yes, they did.
I thought they just came out. The number
Notre Dame
1
is
through
in the
7.
top 6.
No, they're not.
They're in
Oh, that
8.
was the AP poll.
Yeah. They're.
My
I
bad.
think they're
I
number
didn't see
8
the
right
playoff
now.
poll.
They're 8
well,
now.
They're 8. They sneak into the top 10 and basically take over the Oklahoma
Which is kind
spot.
of bullshit, to be completely honest with you. And I'm going to do my homer stance here, which you guys know I've been nothing but integrity, nothing but honesty here. We do have the best loss besides Ohio State, I think, actually, rankings-wise, we have the best loss. We should be the number 1 ranked 1-loss team.
Well, in terms
and
of the
we're
AP
blowing
poll
everybody
rankings.
out.
Right, but you're talking about the AP poll rankings. The CFP, Cincinnati's still 5th on the outside looking in, and Ohio State's number 4.
Which is bullshit.
I agree. But so based on those rankings, and of course, Oregon is number 3. So Ohio State still has by the college football
How is
playoff
Oregon
rankings.
3? Who have they? I can't wait till Utah wipes the floor with them.
That's a good call, man. A good call.
Turn that shit down.
So here, I mean, JC asked this before, and we'll continue to ask this, I think, every week until we have a couple more weeks. So how long is the playoff committee going to hold out Cincinnati from the top 4?
I'm guaranteeing Cincinnati's in the top 4 next week.
Next week, because
Yes.
Oregon will get knocked out. Is
Yes.
that okay? And that's the only reason, though, because there has to be someone with 2 losses ahead of them before they can move up. That's basically what the people have decided.
Who's Ohio State got this week?
Michigan State.
Michigan State.
That's not gonna happen. Okay, yeah, Oregon will lose.
Right. And so Alabama's playing no one this week. Oh no, they're playing Arkansas this week. So Alabama, they have Arkansas this week. So at least it's a.
And again,
team.
I don't understand how Alabama's ahead of Notre Dame, because who have they beaten?
I'm telling you, they're waiting for the conference championship game.
I know, I get that, but like, who honestly has Alabama beaten though? Honestly,
No one.
Ole
bunch
Miss.
of SEC teams that they view a heck of a lot better than the rest of the conferences.
I mean, fair. Well, so here's the question, guys. And we'll bring this up later. But if they keep Georgia and Alabama at 1 and 2, and whatever happens in the SEC conference game, do you think that it doesn't matter? It literally doesn't matter who wins between Georgia and Alabama. It's
No,
just
if Georgia wins and they win by more than 7 points, Alabama's done.
Yeah.
You think that they'll kick them to 5? They'll
Yeah.
kick Alabama to 5 and they'll move up Cincinnati?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm telling you, that's the excuse they're waiting for.
But if it's a close game, what if it's 3 points? What if it's 1 point, right? Then nobody
Then it's
moves and
LSU,
Cincinnati gets
Alabama all over again.
Yeah. And then so they're literally holding out and waiting to find some excuse to keep Cincinnati out even past the conference championship week.
They should just let Cincinnati, Georgia, or they should just let Clemson, Georgia, Alabama, and Ohio State play each other every year, and their college football over here, and let everybody else play in a different division.
Well, and so here's the beautiful part. If you had the top teams just play each other every year, the 1 through 12 teams just play each other, that's what would happen. Plus, someone like Cincinnati would sneak in this year, and they'd have to play during the regular season, and that would be fine. But the worst part about all this, to me, is that if miracle of miracles, a group of 5 team gets in, it's going to be Cincinnati getting destroyed by fucking Georgia. A rematch of the bowl game from last year, and yet a wildly different setup,
which would be terrible, because that's not fair. Because everybody's been getting blown out to Georgia.
Right. And so the only good news is that Alabama will have to play Georgia first. But if Georgia, let's say Georgia beats Alabama and then beats Cincinnati, but not as much as they beat Alabama. Now all of a sudden you might get some credibility for a group of 5 team.
No, because then that's the Notre Dame factor. Because listen, I know Notre Dame has lost by a couple of touchdowns to Alabama in playoffs before, but they played them tougher than anybody else had that entire year. But Notre Dame still gets shit on for that.
Well, because the time before that, they got actually shit on by Alabama.
The one time in the national championship game, they got destroyed.
Yeah, but
But
that's what
the
people
last
are
couple times
harkening
they
back.
played, they've
I agree.
lost by a few touchdowns, but they've
Yeah.
kept it closer than any other team did against Clemson and Alabama.
Well, so here's the fun part, right? Is that Georgia Cincinnati would be great because it was literally the bowl game last year. It's the same coaches, and so if there's anybody, any Group of 5 team who has a snowball's chance in hell of at least standing on the field with Georgia, it's Cincinnati. It is truly a David and Goliath, but it's like David and Goliath 2, the Daviding. I don't know, like
Electric
there's
Boogaloo.
Electric Boogaloo. So like it is going to be interesting, but Cincinnati right now still doesn't have that opportunity, which is just, I mean, it's not incredible. It's just so blatantly obvious how much they don't give a fuck. And I mean, it's really bad when the AP polls are wildly different from the college football rankings week after week after week. Wildly different.
Bring back the BCS.
Right? Can we believe that we want the computers to take over in 2021? 1999, we were worried about it. Now
Well, that's
we're
because
like,
computers
please.
don't have agendas.
They
I mean,
don't.
the computer would nail it more times than fucking 15 people in a fucking room do, apparently.
Computers have Cincinnati at 2.
Apparently. So now, then again, we have the Colorados of the past, of yesteryear, getting screwed
Right.
over. But
Like, that brings up the wild question. It's just like when Ohio State and Michigan play each other and Ohio State loses, become a 2-loss team. Does Notre Dame get the bump up above a Michigan win?
no. That's the
In
thing.
theory,
They won't,
that's
right?
what's going to happen. No, yeah.
Well, I mean, Michigan's going to get bumped up over them. The question is, would Ohio State drop below Notre Dame? Maybe.
Yeah.
Also,
dude.
it's not going to happen, though, because Harbaugh can't win in the big games. So, sorry, I don't make the rules.
And just like I've said about the Big Ten is Ohio State and nobody else.
I know. Well, and
I haven't been wrong about that.
Well, I will say it again. I said it a few weeks ago, and I'm going to say it today since we've got the week game coming up. If the game is close going into the fourth quarter, like touchdown or less, I like Michigan State's odds. I don't think that they're going to go into halftime even that close. I think they're going to be blown out before even
17
halftime.
or more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. But if Ohio State shows up, Stroud throws 2 picks for no fucking reason, whatever, keeps it close, which he did against Nebraska, I think that Michigan State has a more potent way of winning the fourth quarter than any other team that Ohio State's going to play this year.
I agree, but Michigan State has the worst pass defense in college.
It's really bad.
I know.
And that's what I mean.
Collanders that perform better.
Well, I mean, I would say that, but, I've also seen really, really shitty ACC defenses this year, especially Miami's 4th and 14. So it happens. But I'm, like I said,
pretty bad.
Everybody knows that Michigan State's weakness is their secondary. Their fans know it. Their coach knows it. I don't know what he's going to do to fix it. He probably can't, but at least they know what the problem is, and they've had weeks to prepare for it. So, like I said, I don't expect it to happen.
By the way, I'm 37. By the way, I'm 36, 23, and 2. I'm the world's best.
How many
gambler.
drugs are you on right now?
I'm your wifey's favorite gambler, your baby mama's favorite bookie.
Kinda,
Units Only Go Up comes on Friday. Listen, I had my worst week of the year last year at 3-3, which is most of you losers' best weeks. So you can all fucking blow me, and I'm probably gonna go 6-0 because I'm playing hurt and I'm like Jordan during the flu game. So it doesn't really matter. I am the greatest at what I do. Just remember to tune in for the picks.
Just how many drugs are you on right now? Just one, many, lots? Like, just give me a.
I'm gonna be getting off here in a minute because Daddy is zonked.
Well, let's do this then. We'll do our fantasy draft real quick. This is a real quick hitter. We've done this before, and it's time. It's time for the annual Who Is Not Back draft. So, I would say, Johnny, go first since you want to get off. We'll do at least 2 teams.
Well, since I'm there, Jinx, let's go with Texas. That's an easy 1-1A pick. Texas is not back, never will be back. I picked them every single time we've done this draft, so Texas, not back.
Ever, right? Fucking A. Okay. TA, you want 2 or do you want to do the back-to-backs?
How do you lose at Kansas at home?
I love how the Kansas coach didn't even gloat. He was just like, let's get the fuck out of here. All the hipsters from Austin are coming after us.
I'll take one. I'll take the lone pick, because I think North Carolina is not back.
Fair.
Yeah,
Fair.
but is North Carolina ever there?
Well, people
Well,
thought they might be.
They
This was
also
supposed to be
think
the
they're
year.
reliving a renaissance with having Mac Brown at the helm. And it's been a rough
they're not
go.
back. They forced overtime with, their defense stepped up, I will say, against Pitt in Pitt. That's fair. Miami's defense did not in Pitt against Pitt. But then they went to overtime and immediately lost it. So what the fuck, Howell? Sorry.
Right?
Not that it's a completely moot point now, but it would have been really nice for Pitt to have that second loss so that when Miami lost to FSU, it would have had really severe consequences. Instead, our athletic director got fired, and that's good enough for me. So, number 3, first round, all day. Miami is not back. Miami. Nobody says Miami is back except Miami.
Hey, Rob,
haters.
take that pick back, shove it up, clean it up real nice, and shove it right up your ass because Miami's winning the national championship last week. I'm telling you, I know, Rob, you know I have the best eyes in football and I can just see what's going on. You know that I do. I always call it right. I'm at like 78% shooting this. I literally picked Georgia to win the national championship this year. I picked LSU to win. You know that I see the board.
Yep.
Miami's winning the national championship next year.
And if that happens, they will be back. But they're not back right now.
Okay, I'll give you that.
If that happens, and I agree with you, it's because you believe in Tyler Van Dyke. I believe in Tyler Van Dyke. I think that he's going to be the great fucking story from Manny Diaz's recruiting classes, as much as I love the other players that have been brought in by Diaz before he gets fired this year, since we fired the athletic director. It's just a matter of time. Van Dyke is great, but it depends. If you bring in Lane Kiffin to be his coach, yes, I would agree with you. We're going all the way because that offense is going to be fucking fire. But it depends on who gets brought in, who's the coach. So right now, we're not back. Follow up. First pick of round 2. Florida's not back. I thought it was a fucking basketball score. I thought they were started basketball season. 70-52.
They did start basketball season.
Yeah,
They
and
did,
apparently
like,
everybody at Florida thinks
and I think Florida's basketball team didn't score as much as their football team did.
52 points you allowed scored
to Samford, who is 5th in the Sun.
Stanford.
Samford, who is 5th in their Sun. What are they?
I got to find that theme from the TV show, though.
They're in the SoCon.
I am clipping this, and we're putting it on Twitter with the Samford and Sons. Like, it's so fucking
They're in the
bad.
SoCon conference in 5th place, and they scored 52 points at Gainesville.
52 points. So Miami's definitely not back, and this means by process of elimination, Florida State's now the best team in Florida. The team that lost to an FCS team.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is where we fucking are right now.
This is where Florida football is.
But I agree with you, Johnny. If anybody has the ability to bounce back from one year to the next, it would be Miami with the talent they have and, a reasonable head coach who can actually make good coaching decisions under pressure, not prevent defense on 4th and 14.
All right, Tyler.
Kind of took mine because I was totally going to say Florida State isn't back either.
They aren't back, but that's why they're lower in the who's not back draft.
I know,
I said Florida. I said Florida and Miami. Florida State's there for the taking.
I'm going Florida State because they ain't back yet. This ain't Jimbo Fisher's finest hour. That's for fucking sure.
We made their whole fucking season. Fucking 3-6 Mafia. I made their whole
goddamn.
And
I'm gonna so mine. I agree with that. My next pick. Don't take it personally. I told you they're going to be a good team. They've lost a lot of close games, but losing is still losing. And once they get rid of their fucking quarterback, they'll actually win these games. Nebraska is not back. Get a new quarterback. They will win. They should have, if they just win 3 of those games that were that close, there's a totally different season. But they kept Scott Frost. I think they will be back. And I think Nebraska this year is not back. Next year, possible. Let's play around with top 15.
Oh, our schedule's easy next year. Like, easy money.
And then my next pick.
You had a shit schedule this year, so.
My next pick is, Lincoln Riley might just get fired. So Oklahoma,
Oh,
you're
that was gonna
not
be mine.
back.
If it was still there, I was gonna take them.
But have they ever really been there?
I mean, they're not even making the playoff this year, right? Which has always been their shoe in. Again, this is their last season in the Big 12 where
But
they can just
they're like
ride
the
off into the
Buffalo
sunset.
Bills. Like they're the Bills.
They're not even as good as the Bills. But yes, I
They're
agree
not
with
as
you.
good as the Bills. Yeah.
They didn't get to the national championship 4
They're
years
like
in
the
a row and lost.
Vikings.
They're Tampa Bay with Tony Dungy, right?
No,
Always in the playoffs, first round out.
No, because they won a Super Bowl right after.
Not with Dungy. Not with Dungy.
No,
Remember?
right after that. Like
I'd more
Oklahoma
equate
just
them
always
to the
gets
Tennessee
so
Titans.
close.
The Titans?
Tennessee
I
Titans.
like the Titans. I think the Titans are
I'd
good.
say
always-
Oklahoma. That's my third pick.
They're always in the divisional round, but somehow, some way, always fuck up in the ninth hour and get fucking knocked off there.
Well, that's why I go with the Bucks under Dungy, because only when they got Chucky did they actually win a Super Bowl or even get past like a game in November. Or
So
whatever,
mine was
December.
Texas, Nebraska, Oklahoma, all in the Midwest.
Yeah, you went really hardcore. I mean, Big 12, basically. I know Nebraska's not, but classical Big 12 teams. They are not back.
We were a Big 6 team.
Yep. So, TA, you got your last one, and we'll see what your three are. And then we got mine, and I don't know what the fuck I'm going to pick at this point.
Torn between two of them. I'll have a coin near me so I can do a coin flip.
You can tell me what the two are, and maybe I'll just take the other one. Just to make it easier for me.
They're both Pac-12 teams. Does that give you a hint?
Yeah.
USC.
I'm not about that life.
USC and UCLA.
Since Johnny said it, yeah.
UCLA and
that I was
USC.
flipping me. I was gonna say USC ain't back, bud. Not by a country mile.
That's the thing. They're not even
Gotta
in the
be a-
discussion.
Yeah,
They're
gotta
not
be in
even a
that
500
Pac-12.
team.
That's what I mean.
Exactly.
They're not even
They're
in the
fighting
discussion.
for 500. They're fighting for bowl life.
Yeah.
Remember when
They
the
just haven't
Pac-12
had-
was a discussion point?
They just were doing a slow death. That's all. Well, but they fired their coach week 2, right? So, like, they've been just doing this slow death all season. So they should probably be higher in the rankings. But at the same time, they consigned themselves to oblivion really early on. It's a great pick. It's a very good pick. My last pick, since it's kind of the Mr. Irrelevant of the draft, this is a team that absolutely has the ability to take control of their destiny and say to the world they are back, but they aren't right now. And I don't expect them to be, because they have one Mr. James Harbaugh as their coach. Michigan, even being whatever rank they are, is not back until they beat Ohio State.
That's a great point.
And they won't,
Yeah.
so they're not. That's where we are right now. As whatever they do beforehand, it's all window dressing. What are you selling? You're selling that you will beat Ohio State.
He can't even beat little brother, so
He can't even beat little brother, who will be playing Ohio State. And dear God, if Michigan State beats Ohio State, I know it won't happen, but dear Lord, then that
then
would make
Harbaugh's
sure
definitely getting
Michigan.
fired.
Yeah, then
If
that would make
Michigan
sure
State
Michigan.
beats little brother, and then Ohio State beats Michigan, which they're going to do no matter what, he's fired.
Doesn't matter how many wins you have. If you can't win the game, then you're not back. Simple as that. I could say that as a Miami fan. If you don't beat Florida State, especially when you're fucking scrapping for 500, like we were this close to ensuring that Florida State would not go to a bowl game for the 4th time since Bobby Bowden stopped coaching for them. They've only missed the bowl game 1 time under Bobby Bowden. 40 years
but it
under
was
Bobby.
always Florida State, Rob. It was always Florida
Yeah.
State. It was the first game against Miami since he's died. It was always going to be Florida State.
Yeah. No, I know.
I always find it weird.
We had it. That's the thing, is that
They-
if they were winning the whole rest of the game after halftime, being up 2 scores, I agree with you. We were up 8 points in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, but
That's on us.
that's just what Bobby Bowden still does, the magic.
Sure.
I mean,
Yeah, 4th and 14, play prevent defense.
Is it fantasy to maybe dream up of a Bobby Bowden type curse for Florida State? Because right around when he kicked the bucket was when Florida State just became uber trash.
No, he died this year.
He did?
Yes, he did.
Oh, yeah.
Bobby
You're right.
died this year. He's been out of it for a while, but Bobby died this year.
My bad.
It's all good. Actually, let's just say that Manny Diaz is getting fired because he's a Florida State grad and calling prevent defense on 4th and 14. You cannot convince me that he's not a mole. Like, I'm sorry. At this point, no. Just no. So, anyway, that's our draft. I think I ended up with Florida, Miami, and Michigan. I think those are all solid picks. Tyler, you ended up with USC was your third pick, and you had North Carolina. And who was your second pick?
Florida State.
Florida State. So 2 ACC and a Pac-12 team. I mean, that's fair. They're not back because of the conferences they're in, just by virtue of the conferences they're in. So I don't know, Johnny. I think you and I were pretty neck and neck in terms of the nonsense we were throwing out there. But we'll see. If Michigan beats Ohio State, then I clearly lost the draft.
Absolutely, but they're not going to. So
it's irrelevant. All
responsibly bet your entire life savings, your neighbor's life savings, the entire country's debt on Ohio State winning against Michigan.
So let's just bring this up here. So at this point, I got no one. Johnny's got Georgia. Let's see. JC's got UTSA. JC still got UTSA. And yeah, I mean, TA, you picked literally Michigan State, so you had a shot to keep 2 in the running, but yeah. So this is where we're at, guys.
But I still have potentially 3 conference winners.
Potentially, yes. But so do I. Well, 2. Liberty probably could still win their conference, actually.
They're not in a conference.
Oh, that's right. They're independent. Never mind. So, yeah, TA. Well, TA has 2 potential
TA has
conference
2,
wins.
and JC has 1.
JC has 1. So that is a question, though. Is Oklahoma still in the running to win the Big 12 in its last year?
Yeah, all they got to do is the Bedlam is literally the ipso facto Big 12 game.
Yeah, and that's next week. That's not this week, so we don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, that's the rivalry week. That's Thanksgiving week.
All right. Well, we made it 30 minutes. Johnny, you still with us?
Barely.
All right. Then let's do our sign-offs. Johnny, you go first.
I'm going to skip out of here, guys. Love you. Outback Buck Shack, shout out for JC. Units only go up on Friday, 36, 23, and 2. I'm the greatest fucking gambler. Guys, I'm not even just saying it. I'm not being boastful. It's not fair to the bookies. It's not fair when I go 3-3, and that's a bad day. And then my good days are fucking undefeated. It's just not fair. I haven't had a losing week in like 6 weeks. It's just, I feel bad. I feel bad that I have to take money from the beautiful city of Las Vegas. I just feel bad.
So, but if you don't feel bad, check them out. TA, you're actually doing double duty right now. So talk about your other shows.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
We got Off the Rails, Totem Gems. We got this one. We'll have audio for it soon. And then we got the Iron Ostrich HQ on Twitter. And the Anomalies is going to have their 100th episode in about a month's time. And so we'll have probably fuckloads of guests on that 100th episode, including the Spike Boys. But
It's going to be great. I'm
a tweet.
looking forward to it.
Look for a tweet because we'll have audio like soon.
Yes.
This week soon.
Sweet. Also this week, dropping this week, we have a store. I have the link on every episode that we've posted on YouTube for the Spike store. I've got some shirts. We've got all sorts of other shit. We could put our Spike logo on pretty much anything you care to name. So we're looking for recommendations, suggestions, things that you want to see the Spike logo on, so that we can throw it up there. So if you want to see this logo on something cool, let us know. Hit us up on Twitter, hit us up on YouTube, and we will make it happen. And it can be shipped right to your door. And we will be getting the shirts out to the boys, except for Johnny. Like I said, I'm looking into thong for him. So we'll send him. I know. Well, he's not wearing a shirt, so I don't know what the fuck else to get him. So anyway, in the meantime, there's going to be plenty of good football this week. If anything crazy happens, we'll talk about it here, and we'll see you all next week. Just try and stay healthy out there, guys. I think is the number one name of the game. And as always, since it's just me and TA, whenever you want to throw it down, we'll do it. Keep it spiked, people.
Yeah.
Yeah.